so we are in full bulletin board mode. The plan is all of the backdrops are going to be the same. You walk into a classroom and you don't want to be immediately overwhelmed, and we see way too many teachers put up way too many different colored things, and it just doesn't work. So pick a theme, pick a color, and go with it. Why would we waste our time to make this look perfect? You know that border's just gonna cover all of this all the way around. So consistency. It even matches the blackboard. It's great. Shelby cricketed an amazing Mr. Cohen. We have more cricketing happening, another Mr. Cohen. You'll see here that all of the backdrops are coming together around the room. Consistency, we love it. Coming up next, we have borders and then what we're actually putting on the boards. When we are designing the classroom, we're thinking a lot about students and having them at the heart of everything. So where are we going to place things that's best for students? So thinking about your schedule. Do you want that in the front of the room? Standards. Do you want that in the back of the room? Do you want a calendar in the front? Do you want something on the side? So being really intentional with where you're placing things so it's most convenient for your students, which will then work best for you. It is now time for border. My advice for you, again, is just to keep things simple. If you have a theme, make sure to stick with your theme. You walk into Lakeshore Learning and there are just so many options, and it's so exciting to get to pick what you're going to have for your border, and you wanna buy all of the different ones because each of them are equally great. But think about consistency. Consistency is key. So we have white, green, pink, and blue, all Boardette, all the same brand, so everything's going to look very consistent around the classroom. We're not just trying to strategically think what color we're gonna put where, because we don't want anything to be overstimulating or too overwhelming when you walk into the room. So we're still doing all the border. These are chalkboards, so obviously can't be stapling into it, but teacher's best friend is hot glue, so that's our method for these. Also, I don't use chalk, so why not have more bulletin boards, right? I'm really annoyed. I was trying to space out my sign, and it didn't fit, and now let's see if we can fix it. I recommend getting your hot glue sticks on Amazon. I think I got a 100 pack for like $6 or something. Really cheap. Teach them while they're young. Look what we made! Multiplication is a huge part of third grade curriculum, so our students are going to have the opportunity to challenge themselves by memorizing 1 through 12 facts. So if a student, let's say, masters their 2s, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, they get to write their name on the 2. These are laminated, so it's super easy to use from year to year to year. They wipe off, they clean up nicely, and they will help students with their fact fluency. All right, we have conquered bulletin boards. Most of them are blank because it's so early in the summer and don't fully know what we want to use them for yet. So we leave them blank, but they're ready. They're ready to go. here with Shelby, kindergarten extraordinaire, also my roommate. So all you haters who are like, why are you sitting so close to each other? It's because we're quarantining together, so don't worry. Shelby, today was all about decorating a classroom. What is your favorite part about decorating a classroom, and what tips do you have about decorating a classroom for all those aspiring teachers or people who are just like maybe people who hate decorating their classroom and are like, how do they get inspired?
Less is more. Truly.
I feel like that was a theme of today.
Yes, I would definitely agree. I also would say the best investment I ever made is the Cricut.
She loves her Cricut. What's a Cricut?
A Cricut is a cutting machine, and it can cut things in all different shapes, fonts, and all of that. And so we use that a lot today to make the headers for your bulletin boards and things like that, and I think that really makes it fun. You're gonna see it for the rest of the school year, ideally.
Completely, because so often, once this year gets going, you just run, and like it is a sprint until the end, and so many boards you don't even change, and like things fall down, and you just leave it so often.
That's definitely a struggle sometimes. I feel like I'll have piles that just build up, you know, and
right.
So taking the time to really reorganize, why not just set yourself up for success and get organized at the beginning?
Completely. For people who maybe don't have the luxury of coming in so early to work on their classrooms, what do you think are like the most important things to focus on? Like, let's say you only have a couple days to get your classroom ready before school, especially knowing that this school year we don't know what we're getting ready for. So what would your like biggest tips be for like what you should definitely prioritize?
I think the biggest thing is, what do you want to get across to your students? For you, I think we really focused on getting that multiplication up. That's a huge standard for 3rd grade. Whereas I know for me, for kindergarten, one of my boards, the first I'll do is sight words. So really focusing in on what's the most important and making sure that's on display in your classroom to begin.
I think that's really helpful. I think also thinking about like the different procedures in the classroom. So like, as simple as, where are students putting their things? Where are you keeping your things? Where are you keeping papers that you're passing out? Like those sorts of things.
Turn it in bin.
Right, all of that stuff. So really thinking about like how your classroom's going to operate throughout every minute of every day, I think is also helpful. What advice would you have for someone who's thinking about going into education or is like considering becoming a teacher?
I would say sleep now because you won't later. Get ready for the greatest adventure of your life. It is by far the most rewarding job. You know, I love the saying, not all heroes wear capes, because I feel like what other job truly gets to change and transform so many lives?
Obviously, we don't know what the fall is going to look like, but we've just been spending the past 4 or 5 months out of school. So like, what are you most excited about for returning to the classroom?
Seeing my kids. I am so excited to just get back and to be able to see them. But I know for me, I really miss my students and really was sad to not get that closure at the end of the school year. You know, no formal goodbye or anything like that. No kindergarten graduation.
So thinking about the fall and the fact that it's going to be so different and challenging, I know we can't really give advice per se because we've never lived it before and we have no idea what it's going to be, but any tips thinking about like how people can approach the fall?
I think everybody needs to go in really cautiously. We're all in the same boat and we're all like confused in the unknown, and we've been out of school so long. Routine, structure, all of that's kind of been lost, unfortunately. And so I think just being, you know, not to say like more lenient, but a little more understanding of what's going on. You know, we might have students that are scared to come back to school. You know, we ourselves might feel fear being back in a classroom so close. So I think right now there's so much unknown, but I would say just be ready to roll with the punches.
Yeah,
you know?
I think that's really all we can do is be flexible and accommodating and empathetic to our students, to our coworkers, to our families.
Even to ourselves.
Right, and to ourselves, because it's going to be hard and it's going to be challenging, but lean on one another and this community and
Yeah, for sure.
Day 2, classroom setup in the books. I hope you enjoyed watching. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.